Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak directly to the part of you that knows there's more. More to your life, more to your strength, more to your potential. The part of you that's tired of surviving and ready to start thriving. I'm here to remind you that the power to change your life doesn't lie in your circumstances, in other people, or in some perfect moment. It lies within you, and it all begins with one thing: your mindset. Most people don't realize just how powerful their mindset is. They go through life reacting instead of responding, surviving instead of leading, settling instead of striving. They let fear dictate their choices. They let self-doubt write their story. And slowly, day by day, they build a life that doesn't reflect the true power. But you're not most people. Not today, because today you're gonna take your power back. Let's be clear, life will not hand you peace, confidence, or clarity on a silver platter. You have to build it, brick by brick, thought by thought, action by action, and the foundation of it all is your attitude. Not the kind of attitude that's fake or forced, but the kind that's forged in the fire. The kind that stands strong when everything around you is falling apart. That's what we call a positive mental attitude, but not the fluffy kind that just smiles through the pain. No, this is different. This is about grit, resilience, focus, faith. It's about choosing to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be moments when the world feels too heavy, when the people you love don't understand you, when you feel stuck, broken, or lost. But that's when you must remember this: your attitude is your weapon, your mindset is your shield, and your thoughts are the seeds of your future. If you've ever felt like giving up, this message is for you. If you've ever doubted your worth, questioned your past, or wondered if things will ever change, this message is for you. And if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, there's got to be more to me than this message is especially for you. Because deep down you already know you were made for more, and today we start tapping into that truth. Today we start building something unshakable. You're not here by accident. You're here because it's time. Time to shift your thinking, time to take control of your mind, time to unlock a version of you that's been waiting to rise. So, take a deep breath, open your heart, and get ready to transform the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you live. This is not just another motivational speech. This is your wake-up call. Welcome to the journey of mastering your mind and unlocking your true power. The power of your mindset. Let me ask you something. Do you truly understand how powerful your mind is? Most people walk through life completely unaware of the force they carry within them. Your mindset, your attitude toward life, shapes your decisions, your emotions, your reactions, and ultimately your results. Everything begins in the mind. Every success story started as a belief. Every breakthrough, every comeback, every climb from rock bottom started with a shift in mindset. You must understand this. A positive mental attitude isn't just about being cheerful. It's not about blind optimism or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's deeper than that. A positive mental attitude is a resilient mindset. It's the ability to maintain strength, faith, and courage, even in the face of fear, failure, and adversity. When life gets hard, and it will, you've got two choices. You either break under pressure, or you rise above it. And what determines your choice? Your mindset. An unbreakable positive mental attitude is built, not born. It takes practice, it takes commitment, it takes waking up every single day and saying, no matter what happens today, I will stay focused, I will stay strong, and I will find the good, even in the bad. You don't get to choose what storms come your way, but you do get to choose how you face them. You do get to decide whether you'll complain or confront, whether you'll shrink or grow, whether you'll give up or level up. This mindset, this power, it starts with the words you speak to yourself. You become what you believe. You rise to the level of your inner dialogue. So if your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, your life will mirror that. But if you fill your mind with strength, with hope, with courage, then your reality will begin to shift. Start paying attention to your thoughts. Are they building you up or breaking you down? Are they helping you grow or keeping you stuck? Are you feeding your power or feeding your fear? Because let me tell you this, you have everything you need inside of you to create an unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable, positive attitude. But you've got to choose it daily, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. This mindset isn't just motivation, it's a weapon. It's your shield in battle, it's your compass in chaos, and it's your light in the darkness. So today, make a decision, right now. Decide that no matter what life throws at you, you will rise. Decide to become the master of your mind instead of a prisoner to your emotions. Because once your mindset shifts, everything else follows. This is where the journey begins, reprogramming your thoughts. If you want to build an unbreakable positive mental attitude, the first step is to reprogram your thoughts. Because the truth is, many of us have been conditioned by our past, our environment, and even our own fears to think small, to expect failure, and to brace for disappointment. Let me tell you something powerful. You are not your past, you are not your pain, you are not your negative thoughts. Thoughts are not facts, but they do shape your reality if you allow them to. That's why it's so important to take back control of what's happening in your mind. You've got to rewire the way you think, and this starts with awareness. Start paying attention to your inner voice. Are you your biggest supporter or your biggest enemy? Because every time you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, or this is too hard, you're reinforcing a lie. And the more you tell yourself that lie, the more your mind believes it. But here's the good news, your brain is not fixed. It's moldable. Science calls it neuroplasticity, which means your mind can literally be rewired through repetition, through practice, through discipline. You can train your mind to think positively, just like you train your muscles in the gym. So how do you start? First, interrupt negative thought patterns. When you catch yourself slipping into doubt, fear, or negativity, stop it immediately. Say no out loud if you have to. Break the cycle. You have to disrupt the mental habits that are holding you back. Second, replace those thoughts with empowering truths. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, this is hard, but I can figure it out. Instead of, I always fail, say, every failure is a lesson that moves me forward. Speak power into your life. Words shape your reality. Third, visualize success. Close your eyes and picture yourself rising above your challenges. See yourself walking in strength, speaking with confidence, and reaching your goals. Visualization activates the same parts of your brain as real life experience. The more vividly you see it, the more real it becomes. Fourth, surround yourself with positivity. Your environment matters. If you're constantly around negativity, doubt, or drama, it will infect your mindset. Choose to spend time with people, content, and activities that feed your spirit and lift you higher. And lastly, practice gratitude daily. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on what's good rather than what's missing. Start and end your day by listing things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Gratitude is a powerful anchor that stabilizes your attitude, especially during tough times. Remember, your thoughts create your beliefs create your actions, and your actions create your results. If you want a different outcome in life, it starts by thinking differently. This is the work, this is the process, and if you commit to it, you begin to feel a shift, not just in your mind, but in your life. Because your future is shaped by the thoughts you choose today, building emotional resilience. Now that you've started reprogramming your thoughts, it's time to develop something just as important, emotional resilience. Because let's be honest, life doesn't always go according to plan. You're going to be challenged, you'll be hurt, disappointed, and tested in ways you never imagined. That's a guarantee. But the question is, how will you respond? Developing an unbreakable positive mental attitude doesn't mean you never feel pain. It doesn't mean you fake happiness or suppress your emotions. What it does mean is that you refuse to be controlled by your emotions. You learn how to manage them, not be managed by them. The emotional resilience is the ability to bend without breaking, to feel pain without being paralyzed, to go through hard times without losing your sense of purpose and hope. Here's the truth. Resilient people still cry. They still get knocked down. They still doubt themselves. But they don't stay there. They feel, they process, and then they rise. So how do you build that kind of strength? First, own your emotions. Don't run from them. Don't numb them. Feel them, acknowledge them, but don't become them. You can feel sadness without becoming a sad person. You can feel anger without letting it consume you. Emotional maturity begins when you can observe your emotions without acting on them impulsively. Second, choose your response. You are not a puppet of your circumstances. You are not at the mercy of what others say or do. Your power lies in your response. When someone disrespects you, will you react with rage or respond with grace? When life gets heavy, will you collapse or stay grounded in faith? Every moment you have the power to choose. Third, find meaning in your pain. Every difficult moment holds a lesson, a message, a reason. Resilient people don't just go through pain, they grow through it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What is this teaching me about myself? Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Fourth, take care of your mind and body. You can't have a strong mind if you're constantly drained physically. Get enough sleep, exercise, eat well. Your physical health directly affects your emotional strength. A positive mental attitude thrives in a well cared for body. And finally, don't isolate yourself. Strong people still need support. Talk to someone. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth, not your wounds. Community is powerful. Healing happens faster when you're not walking through the fire alone. Remember, storms will come, but your mindset and your emotional resilience are what will carry you through. Not every day will be easy, but every day is a chance to grow, to bounce back, to rise with a deeper sense of purpose and a stronger sense of self. You are capable of withstanding more than you think. And every time you refuse to break, you prove to the world and to yourself that your positive mental attitude isn't just real, it's unbreakable. The role of daily habits in shaping your attitude. If you want to build an unbreakable positive mental attitude, you can't leave it to chance. You can't just hope for it to show up when life gets tough. You have to create it. Daily, the strongest mindset isn't built in the heat of battle. It's built in the quiet moments, the ordinary routines, the small decisions you make every single day. Your habits are either working for you or against you. They're either reinforcing your strength or feeding your weakness. If you want to elevate your mindset, then you must first elevate your habits. Let's start with this question. What does your morning look like? Because how you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up and immediately dive into stress, scrolling, and chaos, you're already surrendering your peace and power. But if you take control of your morning, even for just 10 to 15 minutes, you're declaring, I run my day. My emotions don't run me. Start your day with intentional focus. Practice stillness, meditate, journal. Speak affirmations, pray, read something that uplifts your spirit. These small acts center your mind and anchor your attitude before the world has a chance to throw distractions your way. Next, take care of your body. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself. Move your body, fuel it with energy-giving foods, hydrate. The connection between your physical state and your mental attitude is real. A tired, neglected body will often create a tired, defeated mindset. Now let's talk about your mental diet. What are you feeding your mind throughout the day? Are you constantly watching negativity? Surrounding yourself with drama, listening to people who doubt your dreams? That stuff sinks in. It infects your thinking. You need to guard your mind like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Feed your mind with positivity, inspiration, and truth. Listen to motivational content. Read books that stretch your thinking. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better, not people who drag you into complaining and self-pity. Then there's this powerful habit, self-reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, where did I win today? Where did I struggle? What thoughts held me back? What attitude lifted me up? Awareness is how you grow. You can't change what you're not conscious of. Finally, don't underestimate the power of consistency. A single positive habit won't transform your life overnight, but done daily, over time it will rewire your identity. You're not just doing things anymore, you're becoming someone strong, someone focused, someone who doesn't fold under pressure. Positive mental attitude isn't an event, it's a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is built one habit at a time. So be intentional. Build the life that builds your mind. Because your future doesn't start someday, it starts today. With the habits you choose, guarding your mind against negativity. You can do all the inner work to build a positive mindset. But if you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it will wear you down. That's why if you truly want to develop an unbreakable positive mental attitude, you must learn to guard your mind like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Your mind is a garden, and every word, every image, every thought that enters it is a seed. Some seeds grow into confidence, peace, and purpose. Others, they grow into doubt, fear, and insecurity. You've got to become the gatekeeper. You decide what gets planted and what gets rejected. Let's talk about the biggest threat to a positive mindset: negative people. They are like, the type, the ones who always complain, the ones who make fun of your ambition, the ones who see the worst in every situation and try to drag you into their storm. Let me be clear, you can love people without letting them poison your spirit. You are not required to keep toxic people close just because they've been in your life a long time. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. If someone constantly leaves you feeling drained, defeated, or discouraged, you need boundaries, because your mental attitude is too important to be compromised by someone else's chaos. But negativity doesn't just come from people. It also comes from what you watch, what you read, and what you scroll through. Social media, the news, entertainment. It's easy to absorb negativity without even realizing it. That's why you need to do regular mental audits. Ask yourself, is this content lifting me up or dragging me down? Is it making me feel empowered or empty? If it's not feeding your mind, it's starving your spirit. Be intentional about what you consume. Curate your feed like you're curating your future, because you are. Next, learn to talk back to negativity, even when it comes from within. Your own thoughts can betray you if you're not careful. The inner critic, the fear of failure, the voice that whispers you're not enough. You can't let those thoughts go unchecked. Challenge them, replace them. Don't just accept them as truth, because often they're just echoes of old wounds, not reflections of who you are now. And here's something powerful. Fill your mind with so much positivity that negativity has no room to live. Practice gratitude. Speak affirmations. Reflect on your progress. Focus on what you can control. Stay in your lane, and when life gets dark, be the light for yourself and for others. Guarding your mind doesn't mean avoiding reality. It means protecting your mindset while facing reality. It means staying hopeful in a hopeless world, strong in a broken one, focused in a distracted one. Because when you guard your mind, you guard your destiny. And that's how you protect the attitude that will carry you through anything, becoming the example and living it daily. Everything we've talked about, controlling your thoughts, building emotional resilience, cultivating daily habits, and guarding your mind, leads to this final, powerful truth. You become the example. When you develop an unbreakable positive mental attitude, you don't just change your life, you become a source of light for others. You become living proof that no matter what life throws at you, you can rise. You can stay grounded, you can shine through the darkness. But here's the key, you have to live it daily. This mindset is not something you turn on when things are going well and abandon when life gets hard. That's not how Unbreakable works. Unbreakable means your attitude holds strong, even when everything else falls apart, when the pressure is high, when the odds are against you, when nothing is going according to plan. Because that's when it counts the most. Anyone can have a good attitude when life is easy, but it takes inner strength, clarity, and commitment to keep a positive mindset when life is messy, uncertain, or painful. That's when you stand out. That's when you grow. That's when people start looking at you and thinking, if they can keep going through that, maybe I can too. Your attitude becomes your testimony. So how do you live it daily? Start by checking in with yourself every morning. Recommit to your mindset. Reaffirm your identity. Say to yourself, today I choose peace. Today I choose strength. Today I choose to be unbreakable. Don't leave your attitude up to chance. Choose it on purpose. Then throughout the day, notice your responses. When something frustrating happens, pause and ask, how can I respond with strength? When you feel doubt creeping in, say, this thought doesn't define me. I define me. Even in your quiet actions, how you treat others, how you handle setbacks, how you speak about your future, you're practicing this mindset. You're living the example. You're choosing to rise above what's average and reflect what's extraordinary. And when you fall short, and you will, that's okay. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Pick yourself back up, learn from it, adjust your course, keep moving forward. Progress, not perfection, is the real path to an unbreakable attitude. Finally, remember this: you weren't given your struggles by accident. There's someone out there who needs your strength, your journey, your story. And when they see you rising with grace, fighting with hope, and living with joy, even in hard times, they'll be inspired to do the same. So live it daily. Let your life reflect your mindset. Be the example of resilience. Be the voice of hope. Be the person who proves that no matter what happens, your attitude is unshakable, your spirit is unbreakable, and your future is unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, then there's something deep inside of you that refuses to give up. Something within you that's hungry for change, desperate for growth, and ready to rewrite the story you've been telling yourself. That something is your spirit. That something is your higher self. And today, we honor it. You've learned that your mindset is not just a part of your life, it is your life. It is the lens through which you see the world, the filter through which you interpret challenges, and the engine that drives every decision you make. A positive mental attitude isn't just a feel-good phrase, it's the foundation of your resilience, the fuel for your dreams, and the compass that keeps you moving forward when everything around you is trying to pull you back. Changing your life starts with changing your thoughts. And that means doing the work not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard, because that's where real transformation happens. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in the moments when you choose discipline over distraction, faith over fear, and persistence over panic. You now know how to interrupt negative thought patterns, how to speak life into your mind, how to shift from reaction to intention. You've discovered the power of emotional resilience, not by pretending everything is fine, but by learning how to stand tall even when the weight is heavy. This is the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. But what you do need is a decision. A decision to no longer be a prisoner of your thoughts. A decision to rise. A decision to believe that you are worthy of more, because you are. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not the opinions of others. You are power. You are purpose. You are potential in motion. So what happens now? Now you apply it. Now you live it. Now you show up for yourself every single day, no matter how you feel, because greatness is not built in your comfort zone. It's built in your consistency. You will fall sometimes. You will have moments where the doubt creeps back in. That's okay. Don't aim to never fall. Aim to never stay down. Remind yourself who you are. Re-enter, refocus, and rise again. The journey to mastering your mind is not a straight line. It's a lifelong commitment. But I promise you this: if you choose to stay the course, if you stay rooted in gratitude, grounded in strength, and guided by purpose, there is nothing you cannot overcome. The life you want is on the other side of the mindset you're building today. So just take this message and let it echo in your heart. You are strong, you are capable, you are unstoppable. Now go out there and live like it. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. This is your time. Step into it, own it, and never look back. Your future is waiting. Let's go.